How you doing, YouTube? Now with Massive Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. Losing my voice. A little bit hoarse. You're going to have to fight through this one. Hang in there. Because I talk a lot, you know that. But anyway, me and my horsey mouth will be reviewing today a little bit of Hudson Valley Brewing goodness. Literally and figuratively, a brewery called Hudson Valley Brewing from the Hudson Valley in the form of their couple bands. It is an IPA. It is a extra hopped, double dry hopped for all you people out there with like buzzwords. IPA from the fine folks over there that love to do all kinds of kooky things. I've done a couple of their beers, sours abound from those guys. I actually did a review of their one of their double IPAs, King Wavy. Came back this time. I came back actually with all hop forward beers just because I wasn't in a super sour mood when I was up there. We're actually dealing crowlers now. Take it for what it's worth. I actually like growlers better, but they do the whole crowler thing, so, you know, just like a cook. I asked them which way they'd rather do it. They say they prefer these. I'll stop talking with my horsey mouth and talk some more. As far as what it says in the crowd itself, nice logo on the front and the back here. It says couple bands. This is a double dry hopped with Citra, Azaka, and Mosaic IPA. 10% alcohol by volume. And it was canned 2 days ago. And that'd be that. Logo. Love their logo. Makes sense if you actually cross the Hudson River Valley Bridge from, they're in Beacon, New York. If you're going from Beacon to Newburgh or vice versa, it's actually kind of the view you see. You know what I mean? You see kind of, you know, the two mountains with a little peaks and valleys in between. So I actually really dig it. I love the logo. So anyway, let's open this up. Not a big hiss on this sucker, but we'll see what we got. Give it a pour. Oh, look at that. I'm a champion of all champions. I only spilled into about an eighth of it, so kind of impressed with myself right now. So anyway, leaking a little bit. I actually did get a leaky crowler from them earlier. Not one I actually had on camera. It was actually a friend of mine's, George. I picked it up for him. So it goes to show you that crowlers, sometimes, while they're great in concept, not necessarily best sealer when it comes to actually transporting beer. So I would actually go with a growler over a crowler for a long term. If you're going to take a couple weeks before you drink a beer, that's what I would do. PSA over. Back to the fucking beer. Finger and a half infinite fucking creaminess. Nice tight compact bubbles. And, you know, butternut squash soup. You know, looks like butternut squash soup mixed with grapefruit juice. Looks like pretty much all the hazy kind of IPAs that everybody is producing nowadays. So, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Let's see what the nose says, because that'll start to tell you whether it's a good or bad thing. Not getting a huge nose in this, oddly enough. Maybe my horsey throat is keeping me from actually smelling the beer, but what I'm getting here is I'm getting green. I'm getting green hops. I'm getting green kind of grass. I'm getting green kind of weediness. I'm not over in your face, but it's more of a greener kind of vibe I'm getting from this. It's nothing overtly acidic, nothing overtly kind of fruity. Just more of kind of greeniness. Not necessarily a bad thing. I kind of like my hops to lean that way. So, yeah, bit of sweetness there, a bit of green bitterness. That's pretty much it. So, let's see how she tastes. Cheers. It's definitely leaning kind of in that green direction I was talking about. There is a fruitiness, but it's more of like a smoothie puree kind of fruitiness. It's a blend. It's a fruit blend, but there is a kind of fresh cut grassy, weedy, not smoky weedy, pull weeds out of the ground, tomato stocky kind of greenness to it. It's got a creaminess to it. Very like I said, I was getting these smoothie vibes from it. Getting a very kind of cream, kind of yogurt textury kind of vibe. It doesn't taste like yogurt, but I'm getting those kind of like that nice smooth creaminess from it. It doesn't say anything about any kind of lactose or any kind of added this and that and the other thing. My guess is they're just working with a lot of different kind of grains or wheats or oats and things like that. If you told me There's a touch of lactose in this. I wouldn't yell at you. Especially with a little bit of sweetness kind of going on there. But yeah, I mean, that's the bulk of it. I'm actually curious. Like, this has been sitting for a bit. I know some breweries actually tell you to kind of roll their cans. That's like a thing breweries are doing now. I'm curious to see if I actually swirl this around, if I pour it in, and if I'll get something a little bit different. I think if this settles, it might actually turn into something a little bit different. No, pretty much the same thing. There's a little bit of heat there. I mean, it's 7%, so it's not a huge beer, but I am getting a little bit of, not necessarily a burning. But yeah, actually a slight burning. But it's more kind of hot burn and like mango burn, so I shouldn't necessarily say it's like a heat. It's kind of burniness. And again, my throat is toast, so maybe it's just actually just dealing with that. And that's pretty much it. Nice mouthfeel to it. Nice green hoppiness. Green. That's what I keep thinking about with this. Subtle light fruitiness to it. Nice mouthfeel. Beautiful mouthfeel, I should say. And not overly sweet, but enough sweetness to kind of prop up that bitterness. And that's pretty much it. Not too bad. I would go a little bit... Let's see, I'd lean a little bit heavier in double IPA. I reviewed for them before, that King Wavy. I really enjoyed that beer. This one I really enjoyed too, but it's more on the subtle side of things. It is 7%, so it's not necessarily a small beer or a chugger, but at the same time, it gives me that kind of, that green stockiness, that fresh cut grass that I don't get in a lot of beers. I don't get in a ton of beers, and it's kind of a flavor profile I kind of really enjoy. So it's kind of showcasing that. So from that end of things, it's kind of doing it for me. But it's definitely outside of the realm of what most people are trying to track down. Excuse me, keep burping. Which is that overt, straight up fruit juiciness. You're not going to really get that here. You're not really going to get that here, but we're going to get to something quite interesting. And like I said, I'm a sucker for that kind of green thing. How many times can I say green in a review? How many times? Green times. It's giving me that green kind of thing that I covet, that I've gotten from a couple different kind of beers. So if that's what you're looking for, this is definitely going to be right up your alley. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better IPAs that it has had as a late New England style IPA, because that's the style now. No. Just on the outside looking in, just because I've had so many great ones, that's why it's there. Not necessarily because it's bad, just because I've had so many great ones, but it's pretty damn good. Value and availability, $10 for the Crowler, in brewery only. Take that for what it's worth, and just say if you like what way like this. Pretty much what I said already. If you like that kind of fresh cut grass, greeny, weedy, pull weed from the ground, tomato stockiness kind of vibe in your IPAs, and you love mouthfeels, then you're definitely worth giving this a whirl, because it delivers that in spades, and I'm a big fan of that shit, so thumbs up on this one. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there. Leave comments and stuff. If you want to check me out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive Beers, all four of those places, and yeah. Another review down, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice New York born IPA right now, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.